There are so many people in your life that alcohol affects. It's not just you. Everybody that cared about me was suffering. It's got to stop, man. We're recording. My name's Dustin Banky. Grew up mostly outside of Seattle, and I have lived in Oakland, California since 2012. I think when we talk about alcoholism, it's similar to a scientific approach of nature versus nurture. When it got to its worst point, I couldn't live or feel normal without alcohol.
And when did the drinking start?
Probably my sophomore year in high school. Drinking and driving, it wasn't an uncommon occurrence, so it didn't strike me as super bad, but we got away with it all the time. At 21 years old, when I was a sophomore in college, on a winter break, I was partying with my high school friend, and we were in Seattle, and I crossed the center divide, and I hit head-on another car, and that's where the biggest mistake, the thing that changed my entire life when I became a felon. I remember waking up chained to a gurney in the hallway of this hospital, and I woke up from unconsciousness with my mother standing over me. I was now a felon. That moment changed the entirety of the rest of my life. It changes my prospects for what I can do with the rest of my life. I spent 6 months incarcerated. So while kids were going on vacation to Mexico or having these, wonderful things, well, what'd you do over the summer? I went to jail. After I graduated from college and I was a felon, I didn't have any prospect. I would go to job after job after job interview, and I would get rejected for one simple reason, my background. And I said, okay, my problems are here in Seattle. If I move to Oakland, my problems will stay in Seattle. So I packed up the U-Haul and told my family I was moving to California, and they were terrified because they knew that I had problems with alcohol. They knew that me being further away wasn't going to be helpful. They knew that my support system was going to be further away, but I thought, I'll just leave it there, start a new life. I was headed in the wrong direction, blinded by alcohol, and I was out of control. But it really started to affect me. I was told that I was a lost cause, and that motivated me. That criticism of me and my integrity, for some reason, snapped a light bulb in me. I don't know how it happened. I don't know the divine intervention, the cosmic revelation, the word stuck with me. And I said, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna change my entire life, and I'm gonna prove to you in your face that I can do this. I like to be in charge. It was when someone told me that I couldn't do it on my own. That's when I did it. And I just cold turkey, I quit. I set it down and I never did it again. I made all the mistakes that anyone could make. Everything in my life that I valued was falling apart. I was starting to just be someone I didn't even want to hang out with. And when it got to that point, and I'm like, it's gotta stop, man. I gotta get back, I gotta get my looks back. I gotta get back into shape. I gotta rebuild these friendships. There are so many people in your life that alcohol affects. It's not just you. Everybody that cared about me was suffering, and there was nothing that they could do about it. The only person that had the power to make the change was me, and when I finally realized that, it's all connected. Alcohol to me took my ability to make decisions away. I wasn't in control anymore. I've always wanted to live to be 100 years old, and you certainly can't live to be 100 if you die at 32. And so in 2017, shortly after Donald Trump was elected president, and I thought, fuck, the world is fucked. I gotta be sober for this shit. That's when it happened. I need to live. Alcohol is literally ruining my life. And if I can stop drinking alcohol, I can live. Every alcoholic's journey is different. What I can say is never give up. You are so worth saving. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter how bad it got. It only matters that you start. I had that little voice in the back of my head saying, you can't. I guess it was shoving it in somebody's face that I can do it. Fuck you. I'm doing it now. I'm gonna do it tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day, and watch me. I don't care if it's conceited or vapid or whatever. What I care about is that it's sober. So when I didn't have alcohol telling me what to do, I was able to just be the person I was meant to become. I started being able to surround myself with people that encouraged me. I started to be able to have jobs that were meant for me. Before, I was living someone else's life, but I didn't know it. I was held captive by alcohol in a way that I didn't understand until I was released from that captivity. And then I could look back and I'm like, damn, I've been going about this all wrong. I realized in my sobriety that I was gay. I realized that the career that I had thought I was supposed to do wasn't for me. So I changed my career. I changed who I was dating. I changed my friend group. And I realized that there were a couple people left in my life that always stuck with me. I doubled down on my energy with them. I reintegrated my family back into my life. You want to find out who loves you? Make a shit ton of mistakes and see who sticks around. Because those people want to see you successful. They know what's deep inside of you and they're gonna be there for you, but they hold boundaries. And I was just barely breathing. And one more drink, one more mistake would have killed me. But now, I live to tell those stories. I live to be the example. I live to tell my story, my truth, so that other people might be able to get out from under the rock that they're under. I'm so excited about my future because I don't have to do anything other than be me. Being me is the easiest thing ever. This is so important, and I've been waiting my entire life to talk to you about it. And now that I'm sober, life is so much easier. Every day is brighter. I am so thankful.
It sounds like a sense of freedom.
I get to make choices every day. I get to make the choices. Before, I wasn't making the choices. The alcohol was making the choices. But I get to make the choices. And I am in charge, which is amazing. Absolutely. I'm so lucky to be here. I'm designed for a higher calling, and I don't know what it is. But every day, I'm going to show up to be available for it. When I look in the mirror now, I see a success story. I see someone beating all of the odds. I didn't know that that was me. I was not aware that inside this person was the strength to overcome something that kills people every minute of every day. I don't take it for granted that I have a huge responsibility now, and I'm pretty stoked about it.
Cut.
Thank you so much, Kevin. How was that?
Feels a little emotional.
I know, right? I know. It's pretty sad.